Okay, guys, I apologize for the late start, but we were waiting to get hold of the riders that we have here in New York. The final rider just came in, so we're gonna give you a brief idea of what this is all about. So my name is Nick Ramsaran, and I got interested in racing in 1986. I got hooked on it, and I did that for 14 years before coming to New York. When I came to New York, I started a career in automotive and has since kept that career. I worked for a corporate for 14 years, then I opened my own shop. Just to make it clear, this is what a non-alcoholic drinker backyard looks like. Never stopped having fun in my life, and I never needed anything. No type of alcohol, no type of drinking to enjoy my life. This is what I do in my part-time. I entertain my friends and my family. Turn my garage into a makeshift studio for this YouTube channel. So unlike most mechanics' garage, this is what my garage look like. I'm gonna get the riders that I could put my hands on in New York on here shortly, and I'm gonna give you some details I found out during my research, trying to find the source of grass track racing in Guyana. No, all three of them. Take your seat, take your seat.
You want to do this?
Nah, right there, dude. All right, you can say hi to Mr. Peter Hardin. Say hi, Pete.
Hey man, what's going on, bro?
You got Mr. Nasir Hassan. These guys are the old timers. I came into grass track and met these guys racing. Here we got Mr. Maurice White, who is a Facebook fan. He liked grass track for a long time. But he left the country in 1987. He started following the post on Facebook, and that's how he got interested. That's how he's sitting here today. Just by being a Facebook fan, and we got in touch with each other. I realized that he loved the sport, so I invited him over for the launch of the YouTube channel. Like I said, this YouTube channel is gonna feature where I came from, how I got involved in motor racing, what I achieved, and a lot more to come on the channel on motor racing in Guyana. All right, I'm gonna take a seat and I'll explain the rest of the stuff.
Okay, I'm trying to catch everybody. 1 second. Oh, you can't. Sorry. Who are you gonna start with? I can't. I think you have to do it in pieces. Okay. We'll just move it over when you're ready.
Okay, guys, I hope you can hear me. So I spent the last 32 days finding the roots of grass track and how it got started. The names I came across is Mr. Kamil Hanif, and he has been around since 1967. They started racing in oval. They started out what he referred to as a gymkhana, where they had like 3 or 4 motorcycle races before it turned into full-blown grass track racing. The people at that time would have been Mr. Kamil Hanif, Cecil Jetu, Peter Hardin, Clive Nigakeen, Rennie Carriga, Steve Denabriga, Keith Randarine, Rupert Clark, Terrence Clark, Joe Castor, Baba, Lenny Samaro, Victor Perez, Keith Jones, Stanley Ming, Colin Ming, Nasir Hassan, Frankie Vera, did I say Peter Da Silva, John Tice, Nigel Ferreira, Crispin Ferreira, Kenneth Jones, Alvin Phillips, Carl Govaya, Errol Mendonca, the Yip brothers, but they were basically on the circuit. That's as far back as I could have gone. I broken it down into 3 categories, which would have been like the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. I left the country in 2000, so I would have participated from 86 to 2000. You want to say when you started racing? Okay, no. Racing. Grass track. Peter, you want to go first? See that you're the oldest rider here.
Well, I started racing in 1968. In those days it was Kamil Hanif, Peter Da Silva, David Vera.
Hold the camera on. Put the camera on. Yeah, Lenny.
Yeah.
53. You could pull in the driveway.
I gotta speak louder. Can't hear me.
You want to bring it closer to him?
Me?
That's good?
Stay right there. Keep going, Pete.
Yeah. I started racing in 1968. And the man who gave me the motive of racing was Stanley Ming. We go to see practice, and Stanley come with his school uniform, and he started to ride around the track. And he got on his uniform and his tie is flying, and he's riding good. So I say, if this little shiny bike could ride like that, what to me? So let me go. So I start riding, and I been up on the DT or on the T until I said, okay, somebody come in. Huh? Huh? No. He had 6811. That was the M12. And so I go Sunday and I start racing. When I go Sunday, the first race to follow. The second race I bring third, then I went in it. And so I start moving up until I reach with the big guns, which is Peter De Silva. Camille was in the 100cc, I was in the 50cc. And he had Rupert Clark, Terence Clark, Terence Clark, and had no, Gupti wasn't there. Gupti wasn't there. That was not different guys that I can't remember right now. But Peter was the most outstanding rider in them days. So, you know, you're just bringing second and third until you get to know the track, until you get to know the board that they're using. And then afterwards, we started lick up Peter, and then Peter De Silva, and then he moved from 50, and he got to 100. So since then I started to dominate. Hey, what's up, bro?
Put the camera on that guy.
Yeah, put the camera on this one. With my piece. Yeah?
All right. So here's the late entry, Mr. Baba Samaru.
Baba Lenny Samaru. Then known for me, I forget what to be. Yeah.
Go on, sit down and say who you are.
Use the beauty with the Suzuki.
Which year was that?
What's up?
I got picture the rider in the bike, you know. I got the picture.
I'm what position you were?
Organize this one.
Take off your name?
Organize.
These are the people that are present?
Huh?
Yan phone is camera. Yeah, camera. I got the rubber one and see him. All right. Okay.
Alright, you gonna be a camera all the time?
All the time, yeah.
It's live
You there?
all the time? No.
Morris.
Morris, where?
Board up.
Over the market?
Yep. Next to board up. Control isn't done.
All right. You introduce yourself?
Yeah.
No, to the camera. To the camera, you introduce yourself to the camera.
I already did.
That's it.
What you say, I used to watch races in the 80s, 70s, 80s. I used to watch races. So I'm Jim Khan at the time. So I used to go up there and push bike.
Speak up, speak up.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I used to watch races in the time, in the 70s. Again, I like the sport. My brother used to repair motorcycles, and repair a lot of bikes in the grass tracks. There's County Honey, Check 2, and lots more. So as I grew, and I had no workshop at the time, I bought a Suzuki PS100. It was a racing motorcycle, So they put me on there. So that's where I started. Then I realized that I couldn't make it at the time. So I bought a Kawasaki 100. That's where I make my move. I was doing well at the time. You know. And raced the diary in 83. Stopped in 83 and I had my motorcycle all the time. I kept it. I raced it back again in 86. Yeah, raced it start back and win a couple of fours to the second court and so on. In 87, we had a back-to-back race in there. But at the same time I had my Suzuki. I think Nick bought it at the time, fixed it and I ruled it because I didn't have my Kawasaki at the time on the track. So we did all 6 races. And then I started fixing my, repairing my Kawasaki was working out, but I didn't have the track at the time. And it's doing well. We got fourth, second, third, and so on. In my race, local race, 87, 88, it's one of Guyana 5 top speedies. The factory bikes was too much. I used to ride the RM125, but the 87 model, I still used to do good. Second or third and so on. So it was in competition with them. So I just eased off a lot of things business wise. I used to still watch racing until I agreed to the mistakes.
All right, so there you have it. Mr. Lenny Samaru, better known as Baba from the 80s. Mr. Peter Hardin, star of the 70s and 80s. Like I said, I came into racing in 1986 after the death of motor racing in Guyana, and I was involved in the rebirth of racing, motor racing in Guyana. So this channel is gonna cover every aspect of motor racing. I started out with grass track because that's how I got involved. When I came in, riders remaining were Mr. Stanley Ming, Mike Correa, Mike Bettencourt, Kevin Jeffrey, Terrence Clark, Nasir Hassan, Noel Arjun. Those are the people I met in racing. They would slowly phase out as it came down to the 90s, and the 90s would bring a new breed of riders, completely new bikes, new riders, totally change in the game. From there on, it was only factory racing bikes, and everyone participated on a brand new bike. Every year, we had newcomers to the game. Basically, it was in the 90s, Kevin first to go was Mike Correa after a massive crash at Lusignan. Then it was Stanley Bing after he retired in 91. I bought his motorcycle. And the last guy to go was Kevin Jeffrey. After that, it was all new riders. List of riders like Jerry Max Gavaya, Mazahar Ali, Abi Rahman, Leonard Jetu. A bunch of new guys came on board, and I raced until 2000 when I left the country to migrate to the US unbeaten. Like I said, there are 3 categories or 3 decades of racing that I'm gonna break down, post results over the years, and exactly how the era of the 90s went. During that time, I would have ruled the roost, unbeaten, and when I was talking before You know, I was just having this feeling of how many wins I had over the time, but I had never sat down and tried to document the information, but I have done so over the past 28 days. Reached out to riders in Canada, especially Mr. Kamil Hanif, who is the one that started the grass track race in Guyana. I have actually spoken to all these guys, and people has come forward with information, like the nephew of Joe Castor sent me pictures, sent me information on his racing, and a whole lot of people. I guess I'm missing Mr. Jap Faisal Ali, who on the last day when I was supposed to start the 90s, reached out to me and said, have you ever heard of the rider called Jap? And his mechanic was Compton. So I said, no. I said, send me the information. And he did. He sent me information on 6 out of 6 wins on a Elsinore Sierra 125 at Ogle. My bad, GFC, grass track. And over the period of 28 days or so, I got so much response. People reached out, gave me pictures, gave me information on when these guys were racing in the 80s. Like I said, I only got involved in 1986, so I had no prior knowledge. All I heard were names of riders, and when I came to the US, I started looking for these guys like Nigel Ferreira, Crispin Ferreira. Those were the two main persons I was able to contact. Mr. Baba Samaru, I had like a closer type of relationship, in that he was one of the heroes that I look up to when I used to go watch grass track racing. So when I came to the US to finally meet up with, you know, with someone from your dreams, was a dream come true. So I have been in contact with Mr. Samaru for a long time. You know, we are in the same trade. We both have auto mechanic shops. We both do body work and engine repair, everything. So we share a lot in common. He's one of the guys that inspired me. One of the few names I know from grass track racing. There are people like Joe Muhammad, who you know, I was drawn to people not in the racing circle that would take their bike and go to the track and compete with all the factory guys and so on. So these are people that I really took closer interest in. So as I said, in 1988, I won my first novice race. Then I tried over a period of time in the novice category. Eventually, I moved up to the professional category in 1992. First race was at the GFC drum. I ran 5 seconds to Jerry Max, and I decided I wasn't the problem. The bike was the problem. So I went on to acquire Mr. Stanley Ming's bike in 1992 after the first race, and went on to win the championship in 1992. I didn't race in 93, I won in 94, I didn't race in 95, I won in 96, I didn't race in 97. I then came up in 1998 against Mr. Abi Rahman. The kid was a natural. He never raced in the novice category, went straight into the professional category. He won the championship in '97, and I came up against him in 1998. One of the toughest challengers I faced over the time. Everyone knew he was the son of Ray Rahaman, so he had a racing background which preceded him. In 1998, it was touted as, you know, youth and strength versus age and experience. I guess age and experience. Age and experience won in the end. I won the championship in 1998, beating Mr. Abu Rahman for that #1 spot. Like I said, the channel is gonna cover all aspects of motor racing. The reason I started out with grass track is because that's where I got involved. I also went on to race the circuit with Central Sunny back then. Participated in circuit racing, drag racing. I also raced motocross in and out of Guyana. Built a track on Whole Beach in 1996, on which a few of the guys came aboard and rode. I also participated in Canada in 1997. There I bought my new bike and went on to win 1998. Like I said, I'm gonna do exact reporting on the 3 decades of motor racing that I have uncovered, from 1967 to 2000, which is when I left the country. I have done total breakdown on who the champions were and who, you know, dominated the eras at that time. Once I have that information, I'll go live again, and I will always keep updating my channel from today. This is just the launch. With a lot more information. I will go live for all the current events and keep you informed. The next event coming up is August 18th, the Mainstay race, the Mainstay Motocross, hosted by Mr. Joel Fredericks. Shout out to Mr. Joel Fredericks. I spoke to him on, I think it was Friday, and he confirmed he will be sending me information on all the riders participating at that event. So mark the date, August 18th. If I can get to Guyana and cover the racing for you, I'll do it. If not, I will just cover the racing over here. I would like to shout out Jerry Raza, who just came on live, Trisha in Florida. I guess Mr. Dave must be looking on too. More information is gonna come. As I said, this is just the initial launch of the channel, and as I go along, I'll be bringing you more up-to-date information. I would really like to cover motor racing in the Caribbean, which brings me to the point, next Sunday, 4th of August, will be the drag racing at the South Dakota circuit. Want to shout out all the drivers and riders that'll be there next Sunday, and wish them the best of luck in their participation. And like I said, I will be bringing you live updates as we go along. You can keep looking for information on my Facebook page, and I will be posting on my YouTube channel also this video. So I didn't have the ability for the first time to do them both together, but we'll be doing it soon. So you can find me on the YouTube channel. Just search NIKYT Nikita Ramsaran, and you will find that I will post this video pretty soon. All right, that's about it. I want to thank you guys for your time. It's a little shaky. It's my first live video. Hopefully it'll get smoother as we go along, and I'll have a lot more information to give to you guys. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and we'll be keeping you posted. Thank you.